So this morning I woke up with an email from Mark Manson in my inbox where he talks about life as being a series of choices. And I opened that email because that sentence really resonated with me, because I've had similar ideas in the past where I realized that yes, in fact, life is a series of choices. You always make a choice in any moment. You can choose to either do more work or be lazy. You can choose to either say something nasty to your partner or something loving that will build a relationship. You can choose to eat that unhealthy burger or a healthy piece of fruit. You always make decisions. Your life is a series of decisions. And my life has been a series of fear-based decisions in many cases. Okay? I chose my comfort zone. I chose the things that I knew. I chose the things that were not necessarily the most challenging things, okay? And so I came to realize that my life has been a series of choices out of fear. A lot of the choices that I make in my life are based on fear. So from the outside, it might look like I choose the most challenging things, okay? I go to the gym regularly, I try to eat healthy, I travel a lot, etc., etc. But a lot of the things I do are based in fear. I am more afraid to not go to the gym for a week straight than to go to the gym every single day. This is my comfort zone, okay? And that is why I think that understanding the way you make decisions and becoming aware of whether you are making decisions out of fear or out of love is a crucial, how would I say, skill if your aim is to grow yourself as a person, okay? And so realizing that anything you do in life is basically a choice or is preceded by a choice, and you can make that choice. You can decide to turn your life around anytime you want, okay? And that is also a very scary thing to realize, okay? There is almost infinite power in choices, right? You can make a decision to quit your job and go travel the world for a year. That is going to completely change your life. You can decide to divorce your abusive partner and move to a different country. That is going to completely change your life. It's a single decision that turned that event into something that decides the rest of your life. That is extremely powerful, extremely profound. And that is also why so many people, or so many of us, we are afraid of our own power to decide. So our decision making is beyond powerful. And so once you learn to make conscious decisions, and once you learn to become aware of where you're choosing fear and where you're choosing your authentic self, where you're choosing to do the things you know you should be doing, that is going to bring you such profound meaning and value. And that is exactly where I find myself right now. I came to painfully realize that I made so many decisions in my life out of fear, out of shame, out of guilt. And the time has finally come that I change that. The time has finally come that I choose against that fear. I choose love. I choose compassion. I choose growth. And whenever you face a decision where you feel resistance, there is a huge opportunity for growth, personal growth. Because every time you push through that resistance, you will learn something new about yourself. You will find a new sense of confidence, because you know that you're no longer a slave to your fears. You're no longer a slave to your resistance. And your series of decisions will gradually become better and better and better. You will keep growing, keep improving. And that is exceptionally exciting. That is so exciting to realize that you have the capacity to upgrade your decisions. And some people might be offended by this idea that, but I didn't choose to suffer this much. I didn't choose to end up in an abusive relationship. I didn't choose to develop an addiction. But when you really look at it, it empowers you. Because if you did choose to end up in an abusive relationship, if you did choose to develop an addiction, that means you can also choose to reverse that process. And it might take time, because you might still choose out of comfort, you might still choose out of fear, you might still choose out of habit. Fair enough, no problem, okay? It's still a choice, it's still a decision, okay? Once you know this is such an empowering realization, because now you can gradually choose otherwise. And again, we are creatures of habit, we are creatures of least resistance. We want to take the path of least resistance, what feels easy. That's how we are designed, okay? So learning to choose against that is a superpower, because if you can choose against these habitual decision-making tactics that we deploy, then you become almost unstoppable, right? It's very profound to realize this, and I'm only scratching the surface here, and I'm just verbalizing a few of the realizations that I've made the past few months, years even. So it's a challenge to put this into words if you haven't perhaps not yet experienced these things yourself. But I invite you to explore this idea of your life being a series of decisions and how you're actually influencing your life to the micro level, okay? I decide to sit down and record a video, and after that walk somewhere, and I can decide to go left or I can decide to go right. That is a micro decision that might influence a lot of things down the line, okay? It's kind of similar to this butterfly effect idea, where a butterfly flaps its wings in the Amazon and it can cause a hurricane in the Pacific Ocean or something, or in the Bahamas or whatever, right? This idea of this chain of events that can be set in motion by a small single decision, and that is very, very powerful and profound to realize that. Alright guys, so I hope that this was helpful. If you have any additional comments or ideas on this topic, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. I read all of them and I love to reply to your thoughts, and I always feel super, super grateful to receive your input. If you like the video, click that like button for me. This helps to expose the video to more people who might want to learn more about finding freedom and making better decisions in their lives. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.